A man entered my van, although I didn't respond, and the curtains were down. So here's the situation. Right now, I'm living in a van. It's a lifestyle I chose because I like the freedom. I can travel, park in different places, and honestly, just live a little more simply. Most days are peaceful. Earlier that day, I had parked my van in a spot with plenty of space around it. Nothing unusual, just a quiet area where a few other vans sometimes stop. At one point, I stepped outside for a bit and started dancing. Nothing crazy, just vibing to some music and enjoying the moment. That's when a guy walked over to me. He seemed pretty casual and asked if it was okay for him to park his van near mine. I looked around and there was plenty of room, so I said, sure, no problem. He parked nearby and that was that. Or at least, that's what I thought. After a while, I went back inside my van. I closed my curtains, put on my headphones, and just wanted some quiet time to myself. When you live in a small space like a van, that private time becomes really important. I figured I'd just relax for a bit and zone out. But then things started getting weird. At some point, I heard knocking. At first, it was faint because I had my headphones on. Then I started hearing someone calling out, "Hello?" More knocking. "Hello?" I stayed quiet. My curtains were closed. I was inside my van. I didn't want to interact with anyone at that moment. I just wanted to be left alone. But the knocking kept going. Then the guy started shouting louder. "Hello?" At this point, I was already uncomfortable, but I still didn't respond. I figured if I ignored it long enough, he'd just leave. But instead, it escalated. Suddenly, I saw light shining through my curtains. He was shining a flashlight into my van, trying to see inside. That alone already felt like a huge invasion of privacy. But what happened next completely shocked me. Without warning, he opened my van door and stepped inside. For a second, I couldn't even process what was happening. I was just sitting there thinking, did this guy seriously just enter my van? My private living space? So I immediately yelled at him, "Get out of my van!" I was furious and honestly scared. He backed out, but I was already shaking. Right away, I grabbed my phone and called my boyfriend because the whole situation made me feel incredibly unsafe. Only after I was on the phone did I open the door again. And guess what? The guy was still standing right outside. That made my anger spike even more. So I yelled again and told him very clearly that he needed to leave immediately or I was calling the police. And his response, "I didn't want to disturb you." Which made absolutely no sense, because knocking repeatedly, shouting, shining a flashlight into someone's windows, and then literally entering their van is pretty much the definition of disturbing someone. Eventually, he left, but the whole situation left me feeling shaken and honestly pretty disgusted. I kept replaying the moment in my head. The knocking, the flashlight, the door opening, the way he just walked into my living space like it was nothing. It made me realize something really important. When you live in a van, that vehicle isn't just a car, it's your home. And someone crossing that boundary like that feels incredibly violating. From now on, I'm locking my doors all the time, even when I'm inside, because apparently some people really don't understand basic boundaries.